Coming up on After the Whistle, a slew of breakout performances in both girls and boys lacrosse around District 6.
Plus, a high-energy in-state matchup for Penn State baseball.
And a trip into the eyes of an NFL scout at Penn State's Pro Day.
All that and much more coming up right now on After the Whistle.
Hello everyone and welcome to After the Whistle. I'm Amanda Vogt.
And I'm Carlos Garcia. We begin After the Whistle with breaking news. Media outlets are now reporting that Penn State will hire VCU's Mike Rhodes as its new head men's basketball coach. This follows the departure of former head coach Micah Shrewsbury, who accepted the Notre Dame job.
In his 6 years with VCU, Rhodes, who is a Pennsylvania native, led that program to an Atlantic 10 tournament championship this past year, as well as 3 NCAA tournament appearances.
Rhodes has a tall task on hands to take a program back to a historic postseason run. But with that, we'll go back to District 6, where we'll start on Monday when the skies finally cleared to make a beautiful day for some high school baseball. We'll head down to Community Field for State High versus Altoona. State High first inning strike there, and they'll continue to punch out all night long. It's going to be Adam Cooper hitting a little roller through the third baseman's leg to bring home the first run of that game, and State High will go up 1-0. Later on in the inning, Logan Shannon is going to send one high and deep into center field, and it's going to drop right in the gap to extend State High's lead 4-0 with that 2 RBI double. Bottom second now, Altoona's pitcher a little bit shaken up. That's Evan Allwine, who's going to send one to the backstop, and Sebastian Rhodes is going to dive into home plate to score and extend the lead to 5-0. Allwine shaken up after that one. He's going to talk to his coach on the mound, but right after that mound visit, Altoona's Tanner Strupp, the center fielder, is going to make the catch to retire the side, but State High would lead 7-0 after just 2 innings and get it done with a final score 8-3 at Community Field. Both teams' next game is happening right now. Both of those started at 4:15. State High is home against Mifflin County, and Altoona is also home against Redland.
In collegiate softball, Iowa and Penn State faced off for a doubleheader on Sunday. Iowa won the first game 9-4, tying the 3-game series at 1. Heading into the final game of the day, where it was nice and sunny out at Beard Field, the wind blowing just a little bit, and we start with runners on the corners, and Tori Bennett sends one off the left field wall for an RBI double, and getting things going for the Hawkeyes and their dugout getting loud. Penn State now with a chance up at bat with Melody Coombs on third, and Emily Maddock lines one to center for an RBI single, and she scores for the Nittany Lions. No one on base in the top of the second, and Sammy Diaz fires one to left field, bouncing off the top of the wall out of Beard Field for a home run. You see her celebrating with her teammates. Runner on second, Bennett hits one over second base to score the eventual game-winning run for the Hawkeyes as she slides into first and is called safe. And now Penn State up with their final chances. They put Caitlin Morrison up at the plate, but she will ground one to shortstop for a 6-3 putout, and the Hawkeyes defeat the Nittany Lions 4-3 to win the 3-game series 2-1. Penn State falls to 19-6 on the season and will go on a 6-game road trip with series against Minnesota and Northwestern. Iowa jumps to 20-12 and will host Northwestern for a 3-game series starting on Friday.
Well, back to baseball. The Pitt Panthers came to State College on Tuesday to face the Nittany Lions, where an in-state rivalry would quickly turn into a shootout. They received Medler Field at Lebrano Park. The Pitt Panthers coming into State College to take on the Nittany Lions. We'll go to the bottom of the first here. That's Billy Gerlot lining one to right field for an RBI single. Penn State would take the lead 3-0 off that single. Going on to the bottom of the third now, 2 men on. CJ Pitaro hits one to center field for an RBI single. Penn State now takes the lead 5-4. We're moving on to the bottom of the 6th. After Pitt went on a run to tie it, it's Jay Harry coming up to the plate here. He's going to double to right center field, and Penn State will take a 5-5 lead, or it'll tie it up at 5. Same inning, runners on second and first. Grant Norris ropes one down the left side for an RBI single, and now Penn State would take the lead 6-5. The Nittany Lions continuing to hammer on runs here with runners on first and second. Thomas Bradley absolutely shoots one through the gap, and Pitaro is going to come home to score. Penn State takes the lead 10-5 and they'll end up winning 16-8 with an absolute onslaught of runs there. Penn State jumps to 13-8 on the season and will take on Indiana for a 3-game series starting on Friday. Meanwhile, Pitt falls to 11-11 on the year and will face Duke for an in-conference 3-game series over the weekend. Our After the Whistle reporter, AJ Sisson, is here in studio with us. AJ, you were at that game. Tell us a little bit about the in-state rivalry.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Well, it was a little chilly for baseball last night, but that didn't stop fans from showing up for not only baseball, but for their Dollar Dogs. Let's take a look.
Dollar Dog Night is proving itself to be very popular after fans in both blue-white and blue-yellow consumed 1,737 hot dogs in support of their teams.
I mean, if we got to do Dollar Dogs every night, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get Dollar Dogs.
However, the real dogs in this game were the Lions from Happy Valley, scoring 11 of their 16 runs in the last 3 innings. And yet another strong showing at home, Penn State is 4-0 when opponents come into town. And no, they have not all been on Dollar Dog Night.
My whole last at-bat with the walk, you know, the whole student section was a-cappelling our PSU chants, and I'm trying to stay focused. I'm like, geez, like, guys, I'm in the box. I mean, no, but it definitely helps, and you know, I think that's why we've had such good success at home this year.
Well, it's 40 degrees here at Medler Field, and it might be the coldest baseball game I've ever been to, but it didn't stop these bats from heating up.
The Panthers rallied to cut their deficit to 2 runs in the 8th inning, but manager Rob Cooper said you have to cast your cold feelings aside and stay focused on the task at hand.
Very, proud of how they handled it. You know, you got to control what you can control, and you just can't control the weather, can't control, a lot of different things. So just stay with what you can.
We know we can compete. I mean, you guys saw the Sunday game. You know, it was much better. So hopefully, just take what we had going today, move it into Indiana, and so forth.
Well, after winning 16-8, Rob Cooper said that he wanted to dedicate that game to his late father-in-law, someone he knew longer than his own father. The Indy Lions will continue their 9-game homestand this Friday against the Hoosiers. Well, back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up next, we take a look at this week's action in boys and girls lacrosse, as well as Penn State women's lacrosse.
We also take you inside the eyes of an NFL scout at Penn State's annual NFL Pro Day.
But first, let's take a look at some scores from around District 6 in various sports.
Welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, the Center County Report, and Penn State's chapter of Awesome.
Now on the docket, we had some dominating victories around District 6 lacrosse on both sides, respectively. We'll start with the boys as the State High Little Lions hosted the Hershey Trojans for their season opener this past Friday. State High's attack getting things going right away, but this shot is blocked by senior Tommy Eggerer with that one. Now maintaining possession, it's Ty Salazar's turn as he runs, but it's blocked again. Hershey maintaining that 1-0 lead. Start of the second quarter, Salazar receives a pass, and he gets one to go from close, tying the game at 1. And the Little Lions are amped with less than 11 minutes to go. They're trying to get things going and start a run. And 20 seconds later, Salazar spinning and scores, and State High takes a 2-1 lead. Momentum building for the squad going into the second half. And as that second half arrives, Salazar receives a pass that's going to be threaded up the middle, and he'll slam dunk it through, securing his hat trick as State High starts to break away. Now late in the game, the final moments, Cooper Brushwood running in from the corner gets in on the action with a goal of his own as State High rubs salt in the wound, going up by 5 and closes out the game with an 8-3 win to begin the season. The Little Lions dominated Bishop McDevitt yesterday 17-6, improving to 2-0, and Hershey heads to Chambersburg on Thursday.
In non-conference lacrosse action, Danville traveled out to Mifflin County for a clash with the Huskies. Mifflin County was looking for their first win this year, while Danville was trying to add on to the previous 3-game win streak. We'll start in the first quarter here. Mifflin County able to hold possession, but they're met by an early stagnant Danville defense. And Danville continues to apply that pressure off a turnover. It's going to be senior Ty Stauffer burying that one in the back of the net to get the scoring started 1-0. Danville continuing to pressure now. An absolute missile by junior Gabe Petrus finds the net. This time in Mifflin County finding their own score. The Huskies get on the board. Junior Dryson Weaver bouncing that one into the net. It's 5-1 now. Danville over Mifflin County, and Danville continuing on. That duo of Stauffer and Petrus completely dominating. The two of them would combine for 9 of the Ironmen's 10 goals in the first half. And at the end of that first half, it would be Danville leading 10-2 over Mifflin County. However, they would continue to get it done, and Mifflin County would not be able to crawl back into this one. Danville defeating Mifflin County 17-2 and improving to 4-1 on the season, while Mifflin County falls to 0-4. The Ironmen will travel to Mifflinburg on Thursday, while the Huskies will head to Bellefonte.
It's the second game of the year, and the State High girls lacrosse team leads at halftime by a large margin. We begin as the Little Lions are huddling before the start of the second half, already leading 14-2 over Bishop McDevitt. The crowd sets in, watching the action even in the cold, and now we'll get a shot of the home bench getting ready to resume play, and Mia Reese showing her love to the crowd. She's in position to take the face-off for State High, and she'll win that for the Little Lions, pushing the ball and momentum down the field to immediately test Bishop McDevitt's defense yet again. The Little Lions will find Lily Sidwell right in front of the cage, and she scoops the loose ball, and she'll put it away. Bishop McDevitt moving down the field, but Jessie Hunter silences all hopes and comes up with the big stop. And State High will celebrate at center field after securing their first victory of the season. And both teams will shake hands when it was all said and done. The Little Lions put Bishop McDevitt away, winning 19-3. State High improves to 1-1 and will travel to Mechanicsburg Area High School tomorrow. And Bishop McDevitt will look to bounce back against Cumberland Valley tomorrow as well.
Penn State women's lacrosse celebrated its senior day with a matchup against the Ohio State Buckeyes. There you see the seniors being honored before the game. That's Alexandra Bruno on your screen, but we're going to head to 5 minutes left in the first. It's going to be Megan Murray netting her first one of the match. Penn State now up 2-0. Less than a minute later, Gretchen Gilmore off a pass from Murray drives that one into the back of the net. Penn State up 3-0 now. The Penn State crowd getting excited there, cheering on their seniors. 6 minutes left in the third. Penn State continues to dominate. Murray from the free position up 4-0, and right behind her, 4 seconds left in the first half, Gretchen Gilmore from the free position. So at halftime, Penn State up 8-0, and then the final seconds of the game, Penn State dominating on senior day to take a 13-3 victory over the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Nittany Lions are now on a 5-game winning streak and travel to Northwestern on Thursday. Ohio State snapped its 5-game losing streak with a win against Louisville after that game, and they'll look to continue that spark against Marquette next Tuesday. Our very own Izzy Sweet was at that game. Izzy, what did you see?
Thanks, Carlos. It was a cold, rainy day in University Park where Penn State dominated in this rivalry match up against Ohio State. Let's take a look at the Gilmore goals here in Stars Valley. Gretchen Gilmore led the team to victory, scoring 4 points and making 3 assists overall, making her presence known as Big Ten Co-Offensive Player of the Week. Kristen O'Neill was not too far behind with 3 goals and 1 assist, each of them adding another hat trick to their records for the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to see any player step up, and Gretch is a great example of that. You know, just keeps getting better and better throughout the year. That's really all you can ask to the players. Keep improving, keep improving.
In the first quarter, Penn State's midfielder Kayla Abernathy came out with her game face on, scoring the first goal less than 5 minutes in. For a while, there was some back and forth possession due to poor ground ball pickups and passes, but with 6 minutes left in the quarter, both Megan Murray and Gilmore scored, bringing the tally to 3-0. Ohio State started the third quarter strong, with Annie Hargraves scoring the first of 3 goals in the game. Then in the fourth quarter, Ohio State's Hargraves scored the first shot again. Penn State then fired off 3 goals towards the end of the game with a final score of 13-3.
Game by game, it just depends who steps up, and last 2 games it's happened to be me, but Brooke Haas and Kayla Abernathy and of course Kristen O'Neill, we're all really happy to work with each other.
It was senior day for Penn State's women's lacrosse this past Saturday.
I mean, I think it's great. I mean, our senior class too is awesome. They worked so hard. They worked hard for 4 years.
However, for half of these seniors, it's far from their last season. They plan to come back for grad school. This win against Ohio State improved their record to 9-2. The Nittany Lions will travel to Northwestern tomorrow, March 30th, for another Big Ten mashup. Reporting in studio, I'm Isabel Sweet. Back to you, Amanda.
Thanks, Izzy. Dozens of NFL scouts made the trek to Happy Valley to watch some Penn State players at the annual Penn State Pro Day. Reporter John Drager takes you through the day.
Only 1 month away from the NFL draft, Penn State held its annual Pro Day at Haluba Hall. The event consists of 5 different types of drills to show their strength and athleticism to test how they would match up at the professional level. Once those metrics were done, it was time for individual position workouts ran by specific NFL coaches and scouts. The experience was helpful for these players trying to make it to the league.
I think a lot of guys have the athleticism. You know, they got a whole lot, but you know, when we're on that field for 60 minutes, we're gonna see who really wants it, and that's what I show scouts.
After leading Penn State to a Rose Bowl victory in January, quarterback Sean Clifford never got the invite to the NFL Combine back in early March.
When I didn't see my name as a Combine guy, I felt disrespected for sure, and just being able to come out here, show the scouts what I got, and being able to really just put on a show.
13 Nittany Lions laced up the cleats and headed out of here into Haluba Hall, where dozens of NFL scouts got to see them in various drills. However, when it came to the defensive back drills, cornerback Joey Porter Jr. felt favoritism from his father's former team.
It's been good. I know a couple guys over there. Obviously, I know Coach Tomlin's sons and daughter and everything, so I got a good relationship with them. But at the end of the day, it's business.
With the day wrapping up, the Nittany Lions want to make childhood dreams come true after talking with scouts, some who made pit stops in Happy Valley.
You know, it was a blessing to be able to be with Coach Scott again. He just wanted to show them, man, that I'm ready to go. For him to be able to see me move like that, you know, he was real happy with the way I was doing D-line drills at the Combine, and then today.
It was a dream come true to just get coached by any scouts, anybody like that. So I've been watching this my whole life. So to be able to go out there and do it myself, I'm just blessed.
These Nittany Lions look to get their name called on April 27th in Kansas City. In University Park, I'm John Drager for After the Whistle.
Well, what a great opportunity it was for these athletes moving on, and truly special to hear how much it meant to them.
Absolutely, really a life-changing event for some of these guys looking to get to that next level, which is the NFL.
Well, we'll have to see where these guys end up, as well as how the season turns out around District 6 and around the Big Ten.
And you can keep it right here to get the updates on all of those games next Wednesday at 4:30 on
After the Whistle.